everyone, welcome to another video. I wanted to get this video out there because it's a quick overview between the Paper Republic and the Travelers Company pocket notebooks and their systems, the leather, all the information you want to know. I did a lot of research between getting these two, and while there's some comparison, I felt like there was a lot of missing information that I was wondering and I had to do a little extra research. So I wanted to put this video together to give you all the details and how they compare against each other, the sizes, the paper, the leather, all of that information. So let's run through this pretty quickly, and the form factor is one of the first things. So as you can see, the Paper Republic is slightly larger, and if you compare the notebooks that these two come with, you can see the difference in size a little better. You can see the pocket, the Grand Voyageur pocket is a little larger, and for comparison, it is just a little wider than a field note. So it's at 5.5-inch depth, but just a little wider than the 3.5 width of the field notes. So that's the first difference. The size is just a little different, and one of them obviously a little more pocketable, the passport size for Travelers Company, and as the name indicates, it fits a passport just perfectly. Looking at the closure system, very similar. They both use an elastic and they both have their pros and cons. The Paper Republic uses elastic that is on the spine, while the Traveler's notebook uses elastic that goes on the back. The drawback with that is the elastic kind of gets in the way sometimes when you're writing, and you can definitely feel it when you get towards the end of your notebook. We talk about the sizing, but the form factor is also important to note. They're both kind of a square-ish shape. The passport has, it's a similar kind of aspect ratio, if you will. The Paper Republic just being a little taller than the passport size, but they still kind of fit in the pocket. They're pretty pocketable, and in terms of sizing, you can tell these two are a little larger. And one of the things to note is the Paper Republic does have some extra width in the leather. And I like that because then I can put my pen and it's a little more protected. The other thing to note is that the Traveler's Notebook does have a system, some hardware on the outside that allows it to have basically two loops that don't have any nuts. It looks clean, it is super convenient, but again, downside is being when you open the notebook, you can feel this in the back when you're writing, or if you want to use the clip with it, it's kind of in the way. On the other hand, the Paper Republic uses a little different system. You still have the two elastics. The holes are closer together, so you can actually use this elastic a little easier for a second notebook, but the downside is you do get a knot in the elastic that it's in the way, but you can easily rearrange it. I'm been meaning to do that for a little while, to put it somewhere in the back similar to the closure elastic, and it's out of the way. You don't really feel it when you're writing because it's at the spine, and it's just very more convenient. And as you can tell, the clip just fits a little better when you don't have the extra hardware in the back. The next thing I will talk about is the leather feel. This leather on Paper Republic is a little more malleable, it's softer. You can see it just feels a little easier in the hand. The texture is, well, it's very similar and it's a little smoother. I find that this leather is softer to the touch. It is a little more malleable, and it molds a little bit better in the pocket, to the notebooks. It just has a better shape overall. It's just a little softer in the hands. The Traveler's Notebook is a little more rugged. The leather is definitely thicker, more durable because of that. But something to note is once you start getting more notebooks in here, so if I try to have, let's say, a few extra notebooks here, you start seeing that these start showing on the side. These are just 3 notebooks. You have a passport and a notebook, and those are showing on the side, while the Paper Republic, I do have 3 notebooks plus the zipper cover with some cards and papers, and I still have some space to put my pen in there and still feel that it's protected. They both come with a blank notebook. The Travelers Company uses Midori paper, while Paper Republic uses a high opacity and just a little thicker paper. Is sometimes 120 GSM if you buy an extra notebook, but this one is just the basic plain paper that comes with it. Nothing to write home about. Very useful paper. And there's a staple on the back, 2 staples, same as the Traveler's Notebook. So very similar systems. In my opinion, the Paper Republic just feels a little nicer when you hold it in the hand. The Traveler's Company is a little more rugged, and that's kind of part of the experience you get. You get kind of the European style leather cover that is great to take to the coffee shop and just have as your daily companion. It's gonna wear and patina a lot with the time, especially if you carry in your pocket or you're holding it a lot of times. The Traveler's Company one is more for traveling. It's a little more rugged, and again, you can feel that in the leather when you have it in your hand. So hopefully that kind of help you. Hopefully this help you understand these 2 different systems, and let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about these 2. I'm happy to do a little more in-depth review of each of those systems separately, or just drop any question. I'm able to answer them in the comments below. If you're interested in some of the things that I carry inside this notebook, make sure you check out this video. Or if you're looking for more of any other tools, analog tools that I have in my stationary kit, you can go up here to this playlist, and I'm starting to put some of the content in there that relates to my analog tools. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.